If you've played Yu-Gi-Oh for long enough, then you remember some of the most dominating cards in Yu-Gi-Oh history. These cards either defined the format or were must-play cards at a certain point in time. And now you look at these same cards and are like, why were these cards so good? Some of these cards are really good in the right situation. Some of these cards have unfortunately let time pass beside themselves. Kinda like that one guy that's like really good at sports but is clearly overweight at the sport he's trying to do. And some of these cards are underrated and can still be played inside of this format. No one just knows it yet. In this video, we're going to go over some of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards that were completely busted. Not only will we be talking about the times where these cards were dominant, we're going to see if these cards can apply to Yu-Gi-Oh right now. I'll also even be showing you guys my highest rarity version of a card, just for who knows, I mean, it might be fun. So basically, what I'm telling you is not only do you guys get a tech video seeing if the cards can apply in today's meta, you're also getting a collection video and a nostalgia trip. Why are you not subscribed? So if you guys want to see more videos like this, be sure to destroy that subscribe button, but also like this video up and give it a comment. What are some cards that you guys want to see in the next possible video? Without further ado, let's jump on in because I spent a long time describing this. The first card that we are ever going to start off with is a card that some players may just write off as completely garbage. Nobleman of Crossout was once a dominant card. So dominant that it had to be hit on the semi-limited list. I mean, this card was really good. In an era where flip effect monsters were slow, but still really powerful, Nobleman of Crossout not only banished the card, it also banished all copies of the card in both players' decks. Imagine back in the day, you're playing old school Yu-Gi-Oh where cards like Mask of Darkness are great, Magician of Faith is amazing, and Gravekeeper's Spy is not only a 2000 wall, it provides tribute summons for your monsters. Incoming Nobleman of Crossout not only banishing that particular card, but every single other copy, which would basically prevent you from ever playing the card again at that time and era. Now, Nobleman of Crossout wasn't just for flip effect monsters, it was also really good against cards like Sengan, which is the reason why in GOAT format players will never set Sengan face down, they'll always normal summon it to their side of the field. See, I'm even helping you be a better GOAT player. What is not to like about this video? Now, Nobleman of Crossout started to see less play the faster the Yu-Gi-Oh card game became. Flip effect monsters became not important at all, so Nobleman of Crossout fell completely out of the favor. Nowadays, in the competitive scene, Nobleman of Crossout would only be good against one deck, so at best it would be regulated to the sideboard. There's a strategy in Subterror that really needs this one monster named Subterror Guru, who also happens to be a flip effect. Being able to Nobleman of Crossout a Subterror Guru would probably outright win you the game. Now, I'm pretty sure there are other ways to deal with the Subterror strategy, but if your local area just so happens to be full of Subterror players, well, I mean, there you have it, Nobleman of Crossout. One of Teia's signature monsters also happens to be one of the cards that Nobleman of Crossout was set out to banish. Magician of Faith was a really good card back in the day. When it is flip face up, you can add a spell card. Not just a specific spell card, any spell card from your graveyard to your hand. When you actually look at it in perspective, Magician of Faith feels really powerful, but it's not really powerful. Now, the reason why Magician of Faith isn't as powerful as it used to be, it is currently unrestricted. That just goes to show on how not powerful it is that Yu-Gi-Oh is a lot faster of a card game. Yes, you can still flip summon your Magician of Faith to get cards like Monster Reborn, and even in today's Yu-Gi-Oh you can get the powerful Raigeki from your graveyard to your hand, but seeing that you'll have to wait for an entire turn just to be able to use that spell card again, it's generally not worth it. Also, it's really hard to pinpoint a staple spell card. There aren't dominant spell cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game that are must-plays like how Raigeki and Monster Reborn used to be. So playing Magician of Faith over playing another copy of the spell card you're playing and investing your normal summon to set to the side of the field Magician of Faith just doesn't inspire much faith inside of playing the card. See what I did there? The crazy thing is that one card relates to another, and then another card relates to another, as I'm going to say Magician of Faith used to fetch this card from the graveyard to the hand quite often. Brain Control was a card that was amazing in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! At a point in time. At the cost of 800 life points, you can target one face-up monster on the field and take control of it until the end of the turn. Brain Control was rather spectacular, as it allowed you to trade 1-for-1 advantage, technically 2-for-1 advantage. You'd be able to steal your opponent's monster and use it for a sacrificial tribute of your own. Now the reason why I would say a 2-for-1 is because you typically tribute it for a monster like Mobius the Frost Monarch, which allows you to destroy your opponent's face-down spell or trap cards. Testostelos the Firestorm Monarch allows you to rip a card out of your opponent's hand. And to board, the Thunderstorm Monarch was the weird monarch that wasn't level 6, but still did things. Allowed you to destroy one face-up monster on the field. This was another card that was so busted at one point in time, it was banned. And then, that's when reality sets in. Brain Control would still be one of those power cards till this day. We can actually see it in Mind Control, a card that's similar to Brain Control, can take control of monsters regardless of the battle position. But just like how we explained with Magician of Faith, seeing that, setting monsters was really slow, and the fact that Brain Control allowed you to attack with the monster, yeah, Brain Control could actually be seen as a better version of Mind Control. What happened to Brain Control was the errata, and that's where things start to go downhill for this card. Brain Control was changed from target one face-up monster your opponent controls to target one face-up monster that was normal summoned. Now looking back, that is a huge nerf to the Brain Control card, but without it, you can argue that Brain Control would still be on the forbidden list. Unfortunately, one of our favorite cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just so happens to be a bad card. I'm pretty sure Yugi would be disappointed, because he played the card. Just in case y'all didn't know, he played the card. That's how he beat Slifer. Yeah, even though that shouldn't be how he beats Slifer. We're not going to talk about that. A card that Brain Control was often used to get rid of a certain monster without even taking control of it is Spirit Reaper. Spirit Reaper is the definition of a busted Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. It can't be destroyed by battle. If it's targeted by a card effect, it is immediately destroyed though. But the amazing thing about Spirit Reaper is that if it attacks your opponent directly, they have to discard one card from their hand. You're going to hear this a lot when it comes to nostalgia, but Spirit Reaper was one of my favorite cards because of its ability to play offensively and defensively, preventing some of your opponent's most fierce monsters from getting over this regardless of their attack, and also on the offensive, being able to play hand control and rip cards out of their hand. Sometimes you'll have to sacrifice some life points because Spirit Reaper isn't the biggest guy on the field, but he gets you so much advantage if your opponent decides to leave him wide open. Now, while Spirit Reaper was a complete menace in older Yu-Gi-Oh!, as time progressed, its weaknesses started to show. Spirit Reaper being targeted by any little thing caused its immediate destruction, and that was just one piece of its downfall. The next thing that made Spirit Reaper progressively worse was the access to destruction cards. Cards like Dark Arm Dragon, Judgment Dragon, Synchro monsters that just allowed you to destroy cards came into existence, making Spirit Reaper progressively weaker. In old school Yu-Gi-Oh!, monsters would have to get over other monsters in order to get to your opponent's life points. Today, it seems like a foreign concept, as monsters are almost exclusively attacking directly unless the monster can't be targeted and is really strong. Do you see the stark contrast between Spirit Reaper and the other cards? The can't be targeted really strong monsters to the if it's targeted it's destroyed really weak monster? Yeah, that's what happened to Spirit Reaper. Now there is a glimmer of hope in Spirit Reaper. I mean, there really isn't, but I like to think that there is. There may be a time where battle comes back and Spirit Reaper can literally surprise your opponent and stall you out till you get the time. That is not a way you want to win Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially when cards like Mystic Mind just does Spirit Reaper's job better if you're trying to do that. I don't see Spirit Reaper ever hitting the competitive scene ever again, unless for some reason they make a Spirit Reaper archetype, which I'd probably all aboard for it. The last card on this top 5 list is a card that is extremely powerful, but I probably should waste less time hyping it up because you've obviously seen it as the cover card. Black Luster Soldier in the Way of the Beginning just got a reprint in the Toon Chaos set. Before then, Black Luster Soldier was highly sought after, even though it wasn't a competitive card. Now, the reason why Black Luster Soldier was so sought after is because of its abilities. It can be special summoned to your side of the field by banishing a light and dark monster. It can also attack twice if it destroys a monster by battle, or at the cost of not being able to attack, it can banish a monster on the field. Black Luster Soldier was another card that once met its demise on the Forbidden list being banned, but currently it sits at 3. One would wonder, well, just like all the other cards, is Black Luster Soldier not good? The answer is yes and no. On one hand, Black Luster Soldier is still a free 3000 attack monster, can attack multiple times, is now searchable thanks to the Toon Chaos set in Chaos Space, and actually has support. On the other hand, Black Luster Soldier isn't played as much because you do have to dedicate resources to it, playing the right balance of light and dark monsters, and a lot of strategies don't necessarily need a free 3000 attack monster. They get rewarded for playing their own strategy, which rewards them with their own huge attack monsters that can potentially go for game. Unlike the other cards though, Black Luster Soldier is still a threat in this meta. One can build a Black Luster Soldier deck, and this card could be a sufficient win condition, which is still really cool. You guys may be waiting for a Black Luster Soldier deck profile, but just like I told my Patreons, it's not happening. There's no way we're going to make a Black Luster Soldier deck profile unless it was a deck challenge.
What's a deck challenge?
I may have spoiled a future video series. Well, that's all that we have for today. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to check out these other videos that are on the screen. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll catch you on the next video.